Episode 6. Episode 6. Good learners. Oh, a reminder. I know you're coming across this work and it's your first time. You who is listening. A thumbs up. There's a like now. A subscription. And of course, a sharing with good friends. And especially for those ones that you know this work will be of benefit. Now, having said that, let me now take you through the coursework. The work that is on this particular episode 6. It is still Blossoms of the Savannah by Henry Olekulete excerpts. We're looking at sample excerpts. We're sampling all the excerpts from chapter 1 all through to the last chapter. And those ones which are iconic, epic, in the nature that maybe it's an instance in the text that maybe you can reckon on, that you cannot easily forget, or you can maybe familiarize yourself with. And of course, not only excerpts, but also, of course, with their sample responses, that even as we are projecting on this particular November 2022 coming exams. Now, remember I said excerpts. Pay attention. Excerpts. Now, note essays. Very soon we're also going to be uploading a different playlist of the essays, and then make good use of those particular or that work. And I know by the end of the day you won't be disappointed. Maybe you might come back and thank me later. But for now, let's dig into it. All right. Excerpt number 6. Excerpt number 6. Let's read. Yeah, hopefully that you are on the other end and I'm on this other end. Technology, oh my God. We are there now. Let's read. They were silent as they climbed the hill on their way back from the Nasila River to draw water. The water containers that they carried on their backs were now heavy. The straps that supported the containers pressed down their heads with painful exhaustion. As they walked, each one of them allowed their mind or her mind to fleetingly roam the fastful land of wishful thinking. Reshian thought how wonderful it would be had she had a chance to enroll at Egerton University, and after graduation, a chance to work with her role model, Minik Enengoitoi, the Makerere, at the sheep ranch that she managed. She imagined herself already there driving a large flock of sheep. And when she thought of sheep, her mind flew back to 15 years or so earlier and reminisced the first time that she saw a sheep. It was a childhood memory, a memorable picture from the swirling scene around her which had been captured and preserved by her mind when she and Tayo accompanied their father to the Nakuru agricultural show. She could still see in her mind a group of big, docile, tawny, woolly animals that stood panting drowsily in a green pasture with the sun beaming down brightly from a clear blue sky. She had then admired the white, long overcoats that their handlers wore. Tayo also thought of a Makerere, which means that they were in the same wishful thinking land, and both of them they're thinking of the same. Tayo also thought of Emma Kerere. She would ask Joseph Pamwat to assist her to compose a song in her praise. She had already put words to a tune that she had composed to ridicule the three women who, she thought, collaborated with men to oppress the women folk. They were Nasila's three blind mice who, she thought, did not seem to know that the world was changing. Those were the Enkasakutoni, who threatened to cast Intoi and Mengalana and ensured that they did not get husbands nor children. The midwife, Enkaitoyoni, who threatened to spy on the young women as they gave birth to ensure that any who was still among Intoi and Mengalana had her status altered there and then during the birth process. And the dreaded Enkamuratani, who would never tire of wielding the Olmurinya menacingly. That is the cat itself. Well, good learners, that marks the end of that particular excerpt right there. Now, on to the questions. But before then, I just want to reckon something here. Why don't you just read it during, at your pace and speed? even as you're trying to grasp the content and the idea of the work that is maybe suggested here. Now, let's get straight to the questions. Place the excerpt in its immediate context. Place the excerpt in its immediate context. Formats. Before the excerpt, Tayo and Richard go to the river to fetch water. They remember their discussion with their aunt and admire Minik's fight against women's oppression by men. They muse the men must be very angry with her for snatching 500 girls from her. After the excerpt, Tayo sings the song she has composed about 3 women whom she refers to as mice silently in her heart. One of those women is the Enkamuratani chasing a woman with a knife for the cat, rather. Question 2. Identify and illustrate 2 aspects of style in this excerpt. Identify and illustrate 2 aspects of style in this extract. Flashback, that's the first one. Rishan recalls 15 years back when she and Tayo accompanied their father to Nakuru Agriculture Show and she saw the sheep for the first time. 2. Vivid description. The sheep are vividly described as big, docile, tawny, woolly animals. And then 3, we've got metaphors or metaphors. She calls the 3 women who collaborated with men to oppress women as Nasila's 3 blind, not blind mice. And then also we have the question number 3. Discuss 2 themes evident in the excerpt. Discuss 2 themes evident in the excerpt. 1, we have the theme of determination and optimism, rather. The theme of determination and optimism. Rishan is full of optimism that one day she would join Egerton University. 2, we've got the women as their own enemies. Women as their own enemies. The 3 Nasila women collaborated with men to oppress women. That's true. 3, negative cultural practices. The 3 women propagate negative cultural practices against women such as FGM. Question number 4. Discuss 1 character trait of Rishan and Tayo in the excerpt. Discuss 1 character trait of Rishan and Tayo in the excerpt. 4 marks. Rishan is visionary. She thought how wonderful it would be had she had a chance to enroll at Egerton University. She dreams of going to university. How about Tayo? Tayo is critical. She wants to compose a song ridiculing the 3 Dasilian women who collaborated with men to oppress women. Number 5. The straps that supported the containers pressed down their heads with painful exhaustion. Rewrite this sentence beginning with the statement with. With painful exhaustion, the straps that supported the containers pressed down their heads. Question 6. How do Reshan's thoughts now come to be fulfilled in future? In the text, that is, and briefly explain. How do Reshan's thoughts come to be fulfilled in the future and briefly explain? Later, she is rescued from a planned marriage by Nabaru and is taken to Minik's ranch. There, she's given a house and a job. Minik also helps in securing their admission at Egerton University. She also gives a scholarship. The novel ends when she and Tayo are going to university. Question 7. Explain the meaning of the following words as used in the excerpt. Not as used in the old text, but as used in this particular excerpt here. 1. Reminisced. To reminisce is to recall or recalled. Collaborated, that is to work together or worked together. Dreaded, feared. Menacingly, threateningly. And that, good students, of course, marks the end of this particular episode again. Make good use of it. Find it useful, find it resourceful, even as you're preparing to sit for your end of exams. From me here, from this other side here, I just want to wish you the very, very best in your endeavors. Good day for now.